Love, obsession, and a whole lot of drama. Here are the top 10 new romance anime where the cheerful girl falls for the cold guy. Number 10, Atri, My Dear Moments.
名前だ。ないのか。
いえ。アトリ。アトリと言います。A-D-R-I で。アトリで。
Starting off, we have Plastic Memories, but in 2024. In the near future, rising seas have submerged much of humanity. Our boy Ikuruga Natsuki lost his mother and leg in an accident and returns to find his countryside home half submerged. He inherits a ship and submarine from his grandmother along with her debts. Not cool, Grandma? With the debt collector, he searches for treasure in his grandmother's sunken lab, but instead they find a robot girl named Atri.
綺麗だな。光は。本当に。綺麗だ。
If you haven't watched Atri yet, do it, or I'm gonna come to your house and force you to. Right from the very first episode, this anime pulls in. Animation-wise, it is stunning. It's not amazing like Demon Slayer, but still good. It gives you a sense of nostalgia, while at the same time feeling fresh and new. Bringing two famous idol groups for the OP and ED just shows how much they put into the music. Number 9, Nina, the Starry Bride.
私はあの人に2度殺される。
なるほど。確かに青い。お前は今日死ぬ。そして王女として生きるんだ。
This girl just got upgraded to Orphan Premium. 5 years ago, a plague devastated Fortuna, claiming many lives, including Nina's parents. To survive, Nina teams up with fellow orphans and steals from the wealthy. Her life takes another tragic turn when she's kidnapped by mysterious men, led by Prince Azure Seth Fortuna. Azure plans to use Nina, who shares the same eye color as his late sister, to prevent a war between kingdoms.
星の神のごとき深き青。瑠璃色の瞳を持つ美しい王女だ。
浅はかな姫め、誰がお前のような女相手にするものか。
Luck ain't on her side because she just got teleported from one issue to another. The characters are surprisingly complex and feel real. While the initial premise might sound a little silly, it quickly dives into more interesting aspects that surprised me. And even though it has a love triangle, it's not used for useless drama, but to raise the stakes and explore different sides of an issue. I dub it, not cringe. Number 8, the world's finest assassin in another world is an aristocrat.
おはようディア。
おはようルーグ。どうしたのこんな朝早くに。さては私のことが恋しくて仕方なかったんだね。
I think Nina's luck just got transferred to this guy because not only did he stay cool after getting reincarnated, but he's about to get his own harem. We follow Lu, who was previously the world's greatest assassin before he was betrayed by his organization and his plane exploded. Now that he's in another world, he's hired by the goddess to kill the hero that's going to cause the end of the world.
ディア、危険が迫る前に逃げよう。
あのねルーグ。
俺は全力で支援する。
それ以上言うと怒るよ。
What I like about this series is that there's a lot of mystery involved to the point that we don't even know what the hero looks like. I also love the main character. He's not in it for the women. He's just straight up there for business. The animation looks great, and I'm surprised that season 2's been taking a long time to release. Just give it to me. Number 7, Vampire Dormitory.
パパの心臓も俺と同じくらい速い。
To go from living a life where no one cares about you to suddenly living in a boys' dormitory with a vampire? Only one issue. You're secretly a girl. Homeless and fresh out of employment, Mito Yamamoto faces familiar loneliness and despair. And that's basically most college students nowadays. After cutting his hand at a cafe, a server named Ruka Saotome licks the blood and hates the taste. This should have already been a very clear red flag.
何？
お前の血、ドロドロでネトネトで腐ったカレーをさらに1週間寝かせた味だぞ。
The title sounds like it's from the 2000s, but trust me, it's not. It gives you those shouju butterflies we all love and know. In terms of the main character, the anime has a great balance between masculine and feminine energy, so it's perfect for everyone. It's just a lovely short anime series that'll leave you begging for more episodes towards the end. It's cute and funny with a refreshing plot twist. Number 6, Seventh Time Loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life, married to her worst enemy.
何か気になることでも？
他意はない。
ただお前の底が知れないと思っているだけだ。次にどんな手段で俺を楽しませてくれるのか楽しみで仕方がない。
This is one crazy long title that I don't ever want to say out loud. Our girl Riche Irmgard Wetzner faces her fiancé's breaking off their engagement and her family disowning her. She has already had 6 chances to rebuild her life, but each time she gets caught in a war and dies. Now she hopes for a peaceful 7th reincarnation, but Arnold Hein, the crown prince who killed her in a past life, proposes to her. What can she do? She's just a girl.
そして願わくはどうか俺の妻になってほしい。
Seventh Loop serves as a shining example of how to write a compelling villainous story, as well as having one of the best female protagonists I've ever seen. Aside from Dr. Elise, Seventh Loop Time brought a completely different and innovative isekai. Also, it's really cool to see how some of the characters have changed, since in this loop, she hasn't met them, and how are some still the exact same? Number 5, A Sign of Affection.
かわいいの。
今可愛いって言った？口読み違いじゃなかったら。
You want inclusivity? Bro, watch this and you'll be satisfied. For hearing impaired university student Yuki Itsoe, silence has been a natural part of life since birth. Her world is small and isolated, revolving around campus commutes and her best friend Rin. One day she meets Itsumi Nagi, who accepts her condition, and their lives begin to change as they connect.
ラオス土産。
あ、お土産。
From its lovey-dovey little details to heartwarming moments, this anime captures beauty in simplicity. Each scene is a visual delight, tempting you to immortalize it as your wallpaper. While some critics argue that the art is exceptional, but the story progresses too fast, I find the pacing just right. It's essentially to note that this adaptation comes from mostly josei manga, presenting a slice-of-life narrative with a focus on genuine romance. I mean, it's one of the most wholesome romance anime out there. What's not to like? Number 4, Not Allowed in the Other World.
来なさい冒険者よあなたに与えられた使命それはん
Maybe, just maybe, trying to find the perfect place to die in a magical world full of cute girls and adventures isn't as easy as it sounds. Our boy Osamu Dazai is a melancholic author who transported to another world in 1948, where video games don't exist yet. Despite the fantastical adventures and cute girls around him, he just wants to find the perfect place to die. And yes, he's not from Bungo's Stray Dogs.
届かん。
いや、剣とか魔法とかないの？
For such a straightforward anime with a weak main character, it's surprisingly good. It doesn't dive deep and get too complex, but it brings something totally fresh to the isekai table that you just don't see often. Despite this seemingly generic concept, the anime offers more depth. Visually, the anime doesn't aim for flashy animation, but opts for a more consistent aesthetic that matches the tone of the story. Number 3, Dr. Elise.
私はこの人生が終わるその時まで可能な限りの命を救いたいのです。
Already happy with one villainous anime? Well, about 2. In her first life, Dr. Aoi Takamoto was Elise de Clorence, a selfish noblewoman whose actions led to tragedy. After being reborn, Elise decides to save lives instead of ruining them. A plane crash ends her dreams, but she miraculously wakes up in her original body for her engagement.
本当に申し訳ありません。
婚約を望んでいないと誰が言った？
Genkai Elise is more of an original isekai, or should I say, reverse isekai, in recent years. What makes Genkai Elise unique is there is real healthcare knowledge used in the anime, and there is great progression in character development between Elise and the characters around her throughout the series. I mean, where do you even see an isekai that has an isekai in it? That's not enough for you, I don't know what is. Number 2, Yamada-kun at level 999.
私のこと好きじゃないんでしょ。あら早くどっか行ってよ。行ってよ。
Gamers rise up because this anime is for you. After a boyfriend leaves her for another girl, college student Akane Kinoshita struggles with heartbreak and memories. She plans to get back at him through an event in the MMO they played together. Unexpectedly, she meets Akira Yamada, a gaming legend and her guildmate, who helps her with her scheme. As they spend time together, their differences become clear, but start to notice each other's inner qualities.
周りが見えてなくてですね。
はあ、そうっすか。
What's better to get revenge than just to play? This is a promising anime with an intriguing storyline that'll keep fans hooked. Its relatable characters make for an enjoyable and entertaining watch. Now, the plot isn't exactly groundbreaking, and it moves at a leisurely pace, but there's the charm here. It lets you savor the development of the central romance, and it's just a banger through and through. Number 1 in Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride.
高い場所は平気か？
はい。手でも首でも釣っていただいて結構です。
誰が拷問すると言ったかな？
申し訳ありません。
And in this list, if I was in this man's position, I would definitely do the same. Zagan is a young but feared sorcerer who is a candidate for the 13 archdemons after the death of Martrosias. At an estate auction, he unexpectedly falls in love at first sight with Nephelia, a rare elf slave, and spends all his money to take her home.
その椅子の用意もご主人様の分しか。
ではここに座るがいい。
At an age of repetitive power fantasy harems, How to Love Your Elf Bride shines as an example of how to make a good medieval fantasy story and is one of the most satisfying romances of the year. Of course, the plot and the story keeps a nice pace, where it gives the feeling of a relaxed story with room for the more action-packed scenes. Because of that and more, it's number 1 in our list of the top 10 new romance anime where cheerful girl falls for cold guy.